We're going live. Oh man. You guys want to see a little bit of a teaser? I can tease something for the people joining the live stream. This is my doc. Where is my template? There we go. Duplicate. So we have a special guest. We have a special guest that I gotta check the date. So this was 04789 47484950. Wow, on episode 50. Rename 050. This is gonna be the Devo Joel episode. It is confirmed. This is gonna be aired on Thursday, October 16th at 10:45 p.m. Eastern. He said he can do that. Very cool. So let's get back to the modding. And I apologize for the... Oh, you guys couldn't see that anyway. Ha, suckers. You couldn't see it anyway because it was itty bitty teeny tiny. Yeah. Well, I'm here now. I'm here now, y'all. Don't you worry. I got a little bit of a sore voice. I thought I was coming down with something earlier in the week, but then I started feeling better like just after a day. So I don't know. So last night I unboxed these mice. We had the Rapupu VT3S, Fantech Aria 2, Austin G04. And then this is actually, I goofed up. I thought I got another Chaos M3 Mini, but no, this is an M2 Mini. And I forgot, it's the same thing as an Apple Maker Click, which I have right here. So I'm actually going to be disassembling both of these to start because I want to do an unboxing also. So I'm sorry, the other mice will wait. I also need to fix my watch because the magnet came unglued. And I could fix that real quick, but I think you guys will be bored. So I will just continue doing the little trick that I did, which is we wrap it around and we shove it through. Boom. Look at that. 8:47 a.m. So this is the... Hey, Neon Thunder, this is the Europe and Asia live stream, because this is actually a reasonable time for you guys instead of like Mousecast being at like 4 a.m. for you guys. Oh, good, they did send me a pink one. Okay, excelente. Oh, interesting. That doesn't feel like Armor Opticals. Whereas the Click has Armor Opticals. Very neato burrito. Oh, and they don't have dongle storage here. Interesting. Well, why don't we unbox the Chaos M2? Do the VT3S last, hee. Isn't that the one everyone is excited for? Which, it's funny, because it's going to be the same as all other Rapupu mice internally. And I already gave my thoughts on last night's Mousecast, and, like, the TLDR is, it's fine. I don't think it's the best ergo shape. It's a very good weight, and it is... Yeah, it's a very good weight. Look at this, they gave... Oh, it's 2 sets of skates, because it didn't come with one. Well, there you go. That's what you get with the Chaos M2 Mini Pro. 2 sets of skates, one of which is going to be mangled, I guess. Cool. So, set that off to the side. Yeah, actually a very flexible cable. That's a nice cable. And a nice low-profile little dongle adapter. I like that. And then the grip tape, I can already tell this is grippy good stuff, just like their other grip tape. You can tell by how wet it looks. Sure, it comes nicely folded, pre-folded for you. How lovely. The dongle has no marking on it, which is a little annoying. So we will have to mark that. I was sleeping Mousecast. Yeah, I know, dude. I forget where you're located, dude. Wait, were you the one saying you're in Vietnam? Am I thinking of someone else? Might be. Well, I want to do the Chaos M2 Mini first. So, how interesting. It is the same mold but different from the Apple Maker Click. So this is an Apple Maker Click. This is available in a few different trim levels. I have the, I don't know, I think just the standard click, which is a 33.95. But why don't we open them up after we take weights? So it's pretty much a Viper mini clone. I don't think I really have anything too special else to say. I could color swap this if I wanted to, but I don't think I'm gonna. So this isn't really fair because I have skates with this, and if I throw on these skates, it's not quite the same weight, but 48.8 grams without skates. And the click, which, look at that, see, they're slightly different. The click is with skates, 52-ish grams. If I throw, I know that's not really fair, but they're pretty much the same weight. Though the Upmaker Click has a pulling rate and Bluetooth toggles, whereas the Chaos Pro or Chaox is only 2.4 gigahertz. They both have a fake dongle storage thing here, which is a bummer to see because the Chaos actually does use a nano receiver, while the Upmaker Click does not. So why don't we peel the skates off? By the way, how are audio levels? I actually realized, like, for most of Mousecast last night, my mic was too far away from my mouth. It was still totally fine, but not ideal. India. Oh, that's right. Neon Thunder is from India. Okay. India. So what web stores do you guys have in India? Like, is AliExpress relevant at all? I don't know. Like, India-China relations are kind of touchy, aren't they? I could have sworn that was the case. You know what? I can get a better weight here now over the Chaos because I can use the Upmaker skates. Yeah. So if I throw, should I use the wrinkled one? I kind of don't want to. Let's throw this on here. Because I actually do need to update my spreadsheet. I realize I'm actually behind on my spreadsheet on a whole bunch of stuff. So, last night, AliExpress and Taobao is fully banned. Interesting. So those are the two big ones. I mean, what do you guys use in India then? Like, I know in Shopee is popular in like Asia Pacific regions. Yeah, I think I might be coming down with something again. I don't know how. That or my voice is just hoarse from yelling or something. Well, why don't we get weight here? And I gotta remember to take some pictures too. The skates add, I'm guessing like a little over 2 grams. Yeah, 50 point. Oh, look at that, 50 grams even. Why don't we snap a photo of that? There's like 5 to 6 stores that resell ATK, Mchos, Vancer, and most of the major brands. That's good to see. Yeah. There we go, Chaos M2. And then we'll do a little comparison photo here too between the two. I don't know, I think it's like kind of interesting when molds are shared, but then there's different brands, because then you can kind of see what people charge for different things. These mice are the same exact shape-wise. I just buy stuff from Taobao and use a forwarder. That's why my stuff comes in bulk. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You were talking about the forwarder. Yeah, and I was even. Yeah, that's right. We were talking about freight forwarding companies. Yeah. The Chaos Pro. I thought this was supposed to come with Armon Opticals. It's interesting too. The plastic that they used on this, it feels like a cheap plastic. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels not thin. Like semi-transparent? Like, can I shine a light in this? Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Is that coming through as well for you guys as it is for me? Huh. I don't think so. It's not coming as... But it just... Yeah, it just feels like... Yeah, the white one is not at all that way. The white one feels more solid. I don't know why. Well, why don't we actually get a photo of that, because I think that is kind of interesting. So I'm gonna get out my big old lamp here. And I'm gonna unplug this one again, because I want to post these photos to Reddit. I feel like, oh geez, that's kind of tough. Okay, you know what I'll have to do? I'll have to screenshot the live stream, do the real boomer move, take a picture of the screen. Where's the best view? Yeah, I think that'll be a good screen grab right here. Okay, phalanges, take a picture of that. That's going on r/mouse review. I'm gonna get so much karma. It is funny. Apparently, there's like leaderboards on r/mouse review or for communities. Dude, Reddit is trying to make people addicted, and it's funny because I post so much mouse news stuff. It's just like perpetually. I'm just like perpetually top poster. Yeah, the plastic just feels cheap, which is a bummer. But I'm glad they at least shipped me the correct color. So these mice do feel identical, though. Again, the plastic feels cheaper on the Chaos. Do I even have like more button flex? Hard to tell. Why don't we get to disassembling, though? That's what I said I was going to start with. Me Sweex, what's up? Hey, your setup made it into the Mousecast episode yesterday. I went over all setups. There's some other people. There's the guy with the ghost name. I forget his name. Me Sweex was on there, and somebody else who I am unfortunately forgetting off the top of my head. Two Indian mouse brands, Creo and Exto. Yeah, I've heard of Creo. Yeah. Oh man, there was something interesting by them that I liked. I dislike both of their designs. Thinking of the VT3S and Ergos, did you end up ordering the IN10R? Yeah, it was stretch goal. I do have an IN10R. Check a past live stream. I did actually talk about this extensively. The TLDR, it's like actually pretty solid. It's a little bit heavy. I want to say it's like 63 grams. Good buttons everywhere. Interesting ball-like ergo with deep grooves. You really don't feel these little texturing pattern. I mean, you feel it, but it really doesn't bother. In fact, it actually feels quite nice. The clicks are a bummer. They just feel very uninspiring Omron mechanicals. I don't know why that's the meta these days, but it is. I don't make the rules. What else do we have in chat? Do you have a ROM ES21 Pro? I'm thinking of buying because I'm starting to like the smaller size of the Zowie U2. Yeah, I do have an ES21. A U2 is not a terrible comparison. The ES21, it's more like blend a U2 and a like Viper Mini SE. It's like a tall mid hump with like very aggressive hourglass and pretty tall sidewalls. So like the U2, it has a deep thumb groove just on the one side. Oh, I already battery swapped this? Oh. I need to sell this then. Well, okay, well, anyway, that's not very fair that I gave a weight and then after I battery swapped it. Oh, look at that, the PCBs are different. Look at that. Look at that, the PCBs are very different. The Chaos clearly has more weight reduction, though they both use a ribbon cable. Sorry, you guys, that's right, you guys see more of this side of the camera, so I will move that over there for you all. Yeah, those Chaos PCBs, this is the second Chaos mouse that I own. The M3 Pro Mini is the same way, where they have this really thin purple PCB. It actually looks kind of cool. So, yeah, the scroll wheel on this guy is not very tactile, so I'll probably swap that out. The Epomaker click. I think I actually want to sell this now that I have the Chaos. So I wonder if I'll be able to find my M3 battery. Oh, goodness gracious. It's a JST 1.0 connector. I usually label my batteries, but this seems hopeless. Good gravy. Are those full switches on the DPI? Yes, they are full-size 3-pin switches on the DPI up and down. Apple Maker Click, look at that, 3950. Yeah, so the Apple Maker Click does use a 3950, or at least maybe this version does. Let's check. Yep, 3950 Apex, they call it. So, why don't we... I'm surprised I don't have the stats for this already. I probably wrote them down and just never uploaded them to my Google spreadsheet. Because the battery weight... Wait a second. I feel like I've done this before. I need to go to my camera app and scroll way the heck back. Because I feel like I've done this before. Oh yeah, hit scan hyperlay is a mouse I need to use more. Oh, I do have it, okay. Yeah, I do already have photos. Okay, so I need to do Apple Maker Click. I need to add that to my to-do list. Saturday morning, gotta start the to-do list. Apple Maker Click, post, and spread sheet. Yeah, it's funny, the post actually takes no time at all. Neither the spreadsheet nor the post take a long time. It's just remembering to do them, I guess. So we can pop this battery out. You all watched last night's Mousecast? Or you should probably watch it instead of this crap live stream. I don't know. Watch whatever you want. I'm not your boss. Yeah, I do really want to do the Rapupu mouse. You know what has me not excited to do it is the 3.85 volt battery. Like, I don't know. Just Kim, the guy who like makes his own mice, made a comment warning against, you know, that I needed to change the what did he call, charge resistor to throttle the current or voltage or whatever. I guess both. And I trust his opinion, so if I'm gonna, I don't know, I don't want my mouse to catch on fire. Maybe that's an extreme example. I don't know if it is. This is kind of outside my wheelhouse, and that's why I guess I'm a little bit... We fear what we don't understand, you know? Ain't that life philosophy? Jeebus. I love this kind of stream. It's so damn nice on an afternoon. Oh, good. What positive words from Jeebus. I've seen you in chat before, Jeebus. Okay, that is where we will put the battery back. It's like a 10-gram battery. Just take off the shell to show transparency. Yeah, that's a smart idea. I could do that. The thing is, I'm using my phone as the flashlight. And, can't really take a picture when you're using your phone as the flashlight, so... We got Chaos. Yeah, off to the side here, you guys might see some of them. The Chaos M2, I forgot to unbox this yesterday. Yeah, I swapped this encoder already to a Helps 11mm, I think. Dude, that is so wonderfully notchy. Maybe I shouldn't sell this. I don't know. I should. If I have the Chaos, I'm gonna end up keeping the Chaos because it's lighter. Yeah. Oh well. Whoever I sell this to, I have to disclose now that it has a Alps scroll wheel in it, so it's like insanely notchy. It is so notchy, dude. That doesn't press on anything? No. Okay, good. Apple Maker Click, baby. There we go. Back in business. I think this was the one using the black screws. Yeah. Oh, okay. My tablet shut off with my chat. Do I have to have the volume going just a hair so this isn't shut off? Okay. Did ratio switches on the ES21 Pro, is it so bad that people yeah, they really aren't spammable. The issue is, and I actually have mine sitting over here because I want to mod it at some point, or try again modding it. The switches don't have enough travel. So what the click feel that gives is it's not spammable. They just feel hollow and like you're bottoming out on the shell. And no matter what switches you switch to, I continuously have that issue. There are some switches have different plunger heights. So I do want to try, that's why I have it over here. I want to try, I have some ZF branded switches, like the company that makes automotive transmissions. And that plunger height seems to be pretty tall. Omron, Japanese Omron as people call them, the D2F01Fs, those also have a pretty tall plunger. So I'm hoping a taller plunger will give it a longer travel throw and make it feel a little bit better. And then I might be able to also do some fulcrum modding. But it's such a shame because it's like, it's literally an S tier mouse that's let down by poor clicks. I don't use mine very often solely because of that. Middle mouse isn't great either, but the rest of the mouse is really solid. Solid build, solid weight, really good skates. It's a safe yet aggressive shape. Yeah, I don't know. There are different versions of it. The Pro, you get the optical switches, and you definitely do not need those. All right, Epo Maker click's done. See ya. You definitely don't need the Pro options. I would just get the ES21M or the non-branded one if you just want to try the shape, or the non-M, non-Pro version if you just want to try the shape. All right, let's snap some photos for the old Reddit. The old Reddit. I'm still impressed by the coating on the Fanatec Aria. That's a good mouse. Like, the only downside I can think of on the Aria is maybe small skates and small slide buttons. Like, the rest of it is just a really good mouse. Alright, focus. There we go. Couple PCB pictures. But can you upgrade Razer Opticals Gen 2/Gen 3 from Alley into the ES21? That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head. Possibly. That's actually something I haven't done before. I do know that ratios, I mean, we all know that Razer uses ratios. I'll probably do a live stream with that mouse. I don't know, it's so easy now that I have a good live streaming setup to just go live whenever I do any sort of modding. But that'll be in the title when I do that mouse someday. I don't know, I'll title it like Fixing the ES21's Clicks. Something like that. And I'm gonna need my scale again to check the weight of this here battery. Hiya. They use some really thin adhesive on that. Oh, that's some sticky stuff though. They use good adhesive. Interesting. I have to label this battery also. So this is the... Alright, Chaos M2 batteries, a JST 1.25mm connector. It is black thermistor red pinout, 300 milliamp hours, 60/20/30 size, 5.2 grams. I'm really not going to get a major reduction switching this. That's really light for a 300 milliamp hour battery. Boom. I'll still swap it though. I don't think I'm going to use this mouse a ton, so I do kind of want to, or I don't think this mouse has like any resellability. Also, I got like a really good deal on this. I got this mouse for $24 after coins and after coupons shipped. 24 bucks, dude. For a $33.95 mouse is pretty good. But that's before cashback. And the Rakuten, I think this was a 30% cashback. This is 5.21 grams. So, and the cashback for this one actually tracked. So I got a big old fat discount on this mouse. I have the Eppomaker Click, and that's the thing. I don't really use it because it's like a Viper Mini shape, which is good, but it's kind of heavy. So I was like, well, if I can get one that's in pink, because you guys know me, how I draw the line at black and white mice, otherwise I would have every mouse on the planet. So I wanted the pink. And then I wanted one that I could got cheap and just mod into oblivion. So the Eppomaker Click that I showed, I got from a friend. I traded a mouse, so I sort of got it for free. So my strategy is, if I can just sell the Click for less than the price of this Chaos Mini, then it's basically like I got this Chaos Mini for free. Chaos M2 Mini, sorry, I should be saying the full name. Why don't we pop out? Yeah, the only other thing was, like, I could color swap some of the stuff, but I don't know if that just devalues my Eppomaker Click. Or maybe the Eppomaker Click is already devalued and I shouldn't care. I don't know. I love your live stream mod and I can ask a lot of questions because you have a bigger collection of mice. Yeah, I do have too many mice, brother. Way too many mice. I want a fulcrum mod that. Also, I could have sworn that this M2 Mini had arm-on opticals, but I guess not. Is it hot swap? This does have hot swap sockets. Interesting. Look at that. Look at that. Hot swap sockets in a mouse that, like, is kind of a pain in the butt to take apart. Okay. I don't know, guys. Should I swap colors on the M2 Mini? So what I'd be swapping is I can change. I like having unique colorways of things, but I don't know if this just devalues my. I don't know. I think the Eppomaker needs more color variants on it. I could do side buttons, base plate, DPI buttons. I kind of want to. Yeah, the arm-on opticals don't feel great in the Eppomaker. They have, like, some grindiness. Can you guys see that play? It's not a ton, but it matters because when you press down, you can tell that the button shifts as it clicks down on the switch. Yeah, let's color swap it. Yeah, it's early in the morning. I got time. Well, so much for me disassembling this and then reassembling it. Lol. Good color match. Okay, eSweetX, I will listen to you. I can't believe there's 9 of you guys watching. I feel like this is so slow-paced, and I don't know. I'm glad that Mousecast viewership is higher than the live stream, because otherwise I just feel bad. Like, what am I doing with Mousecast? Mousecast, I know it's at weird times, though. Yeah, Daz had to leave suddenly because his kids were having some issues, but poor kids. I mean, they're fine. It's just, you know, sleeping and being a parent when you have 2 under 3, basically. I mean, Daz and everyone, they're doing fine. Just, yeah, kids being kids. So it's funny. So there's probably... So by the time that Daz's kids are a little bit older and have, like, more regular sleep schedules... because his 2 kids are more or less 3 and 1, okay? So the 3-year-old gets on, like, a more decent sleep schedule, but the 1-year-old, And I feel like by the time their 1-year-old's a bit older and on a more regular schedule, like, you know, 2.5, I'm gonna have a kid, you know. My kid's due in January. I don't know if I'll have a second one shortly after that. I can't say, but yeah, maybe Mousecast will always be at weird times because of kids. Chaos uses these teeny tiny little screws all over their mice. It's interesting that, like, the PCBs are so different, but the mold is the same, the shape is the same. Like, you guys remember how I said see how the Chaos lacks the DPI and pulling rate buttons, also lacks the Bluetooth toggle, but then the actual mold, you can see they have the holes for it right there. Yeah. Okay, there's the Maker Click PCB. So I wonder, or sorry, the Chaos M2. I wonder if I should actually desolder some of these switches, because it is a weight savings. Each one of these switches is half a gram, and I personally don't use DPI buttons, so I actually might desolder those. But let's first take a picture. Gotta do it for the Reddit. Prop that up on something there. Now let's zoom in on that. Boom. Okay. Do I want to swap the base color? I could. I'd want to swap the stickers over. Yeah, I probably could. Let's take the easy victories first, which is the DPI button and side buttons, and see how that looks. Yeah, I'll probably swap that Chaos battery. I think I'm just gonna go full bore, super light. I might even Dremel this one out. I could do that on stream. I don't think I've Dremeled the mouse on stream yet. I don't know, I got a lot of mice to get through here. I don't even think I might not even have time for all of them, but I will try. It's 9:16 a.m. What time is it for you guys, wherever you're at? 9:16 a.m. for me on a Saturday? It's good. Just got back from a long work trip, so I get to be home. I have some stuff I should probably... some obligations I should probably attend to today. I was going to potentially meet up with some friends. Oh good, they do use foam bits on the side buttons. I'll take a picture of that too. Yeah, let's take a picture of that. Yeah, I do like seeing they use different foam though, it's funny. Yeah. They use different foam. What a revolutionary breakthrough. Yeah, my Saturdays are usually... I don't have kids yet, so it's been pretty... My Saturdays have been pretty liberating. I mean, I do own a home, so there are like homeowner things that I have to do. For a long time, about this time last year, I was rushing to finish building my deck before it got too cold. So that occupied a lot of my weekends. I have the wrong screw. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. I don't know. I would like to finish my basement and move out of this office that I'm in right now. Yeah, someday you guys might see that. Might see a change of scenery. You might see, instead of seeing... I don't know if you guys can see that. You guys see my wife's koala collection? Yeah. I would like to change that. If I move into the basement, I would do a total rehaul or overhaul of... Oh, dude, black and white looks so much better. I do a total overhaul of... Oops. Of my background and for live streaming. I have a pretty good setup right now because I just turn around and my computer's back behind me. So. Alright, what does the white and pink look like? If this just looks dumb, then maybe I'm just... I don't know how I feel about that. Kind of like Valentine theme. I don't know how I feel about that, but the white and black does look truly good. Alright, how's it look with a scroll wheel? Okay. Versus this, like all black. Bro, the black and white looks good. Why aren't more mice black and white like this? Hi, doggy. Neon said more Nova, please. Neon likes you. I don't know if he's still watching, but he likes you. He said, more Nova, please. You're such a silly doggy. Here's my dog. She likes to come hang out. She likes to come say hi. And she's so happy that Daddy's home from his work trip. Because now we get to snuggle on the bed. We let her sleep on the bed. I don't know if that's a bad thing. Some people are like, no pets on the furniture. And my wife and I are just like, nah, put them on the furniture so they can hang out with us. Isn't that right, Nova? And you love it. She loves the bed. In the basement, we have the old bed that was in our guest room that's now our nursery. So we had to put that bed somewhere. So we just threw it in the basement for now. And every time we go into the basement, which is purely just a storage room for us right now because it's unfinished. Whenever we go in there, she follows us in and she immediately runs to the bed and jumps up on it. Yeah, hi, thank you for the kisses. Yeah, because she loves being on the bed. Yeah, she really missed me. She really, really did miss me. Oh, you want to jump up? Chew on the bubble wrap or something? I don't know. I don't know what it is that dogs do. Actually, I do it. It's a whole lot of nothing. Well, I like want to color swap them because it's unique, but I honestly think I like the black. Bro. You know what I could do is I could get a shell weight difference. That's actually something kind of curious, huh? Because I swear, the pink one feels thinner or something. Or maybe because it's transparent, maybe it's a different polymer. Okay, well, we'll take the PCB out. And I don't think I'll take pictures of this, but 21.14 grams for the Epo Maker. 20.35 grams for that. So it's a 1 gram difference. Oh yeah, you can see this reinforcement here, this rib. The Chaos lacks that. Yeah, it's like this is just an older mold or something. Who knows? The rest of it looks the same. Ejector pin marks are in the same spot. Alright. I like now new colors on mice, the gold touch. So is OP. It's OP. I like your choice of words there. Is OP. Yeah, you know what? I will color swap this. But before I do, I also don't like the coating of this Chaos mouse. So I will. You guys want to see what I do to glossify mice? Glossify. Yeah, one of the first Disturbed songs I got into was Stupefy. Am I a metalhead? I don't know. I'm not like a metalhead, it's not like a core part of my personality, but I like metal music. I don't have any tattoos. I don't, what are other things that metalheads do? I'm not punk. I'm not alternative. I don't know, guys. I'm just a boy who does stuff with mice on the internet. Hello, random piece of foam. I don't know where you were supposed to go, but you're out of here now. So let's do some glossification. I think this is already quite smooth, and it feels like a soft-ish plastic. So I'm going to go straight to the Brillo pad. Straight to the Brillo pad, and I will make myself some room here. And I will get something to collect all the dusties. Because who would have thunk that rubbing something a million times creates dust? Can I get like a little box or bin? I could use that. I could use garbage bins too. All right. Didn't really want to use this, but here I am using it as I drop like 3 mice. Put these mice off to the side. I'm using my storage bin that it's like, I think this is an old keyboard box. I usually do this over the garbage can, but then you guys wouldn't be able to see me. Yeah, that's full zoom out. I don't think there's going to be much to see here. Well, now I just get to do this for a couple minutes and read chat. Yeah, I'm glad you want to ask questions. I'm happy to answer modding questions here. Yeah, I think this will work. Yeah, the Chaos, it's interesting. They got a couple of products that are, they like feel cheap in some ways, but they're also priced very reasonably. The M3 is kind of similar to this, where the plastic feels cheap. It has like a cheap feeling coating on it, but then it's also like a really good shape, and it has the same hot swap sockets, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that does feel better. It's interesting, it's keeping the same amount of texturing, but it feels less chalky after taking the Brillo pad to it, which this is nothing fancy, guys. This is literally from the dollar store. Like, you want to see what my pro mouse modder? Oh, actually, I don't want to pull that out. Here's, oh. Whoa, look at how worn out it is. Bro, look at how much I've worn that one out. That's funny. Look at the, like, less green on it. And yeah, it's like a lot smoother now too. Okay, I'm gonna use a fresh one. Like I said, dollar store. Got like an 8-pack of these for $1, so why would I even bother? I'll use that. I could use that other one for finesse. You know, final higher grid, if you will. Neon Thunder Hot Swap Mitch Mouse, it just came back. Oh, you missed it. Neon Nova. Nova made a small guest appearance. She came and said hi. And I know you said in chat, more Nova, please. The Chaos M2 Mini is hot swap, but it's the hot swap sockets. I'll give you guys a close-up at some point here. It's the like Max hot swap sockets, so it's not the highest quality. It's like the M3 Mini is. You can probably find good pictures on their AliExpress listing for the M3. I don't know if the M2 really advertised hot swap. But actually, I'm really glad this seller, I was concerned because he said he had 2 colors, purple and white, and the only pictures were of the white. And I was like, purple, does he mean pink and it's just a translation error? And I messaged him being like, I want to buy the pink one. And he doesn't reply. So then I just buy it. And he replies back saying, hey, I don't have this white one available anymore. Do you want the purple? And I was like, that's what I bought. But I secretly was like, yes, please send purple. Please send purple. I feel like AliExpress sellers, I don't know if it's a language barrier thing or if they're just trying to go about their workday really quickly. But you got to be like really explicit with what you want. Yeah. I haven't worked with Chinese people too much. I do know in my company, the job site I was just at, we did contract a Chinese conveyor manufacturer for a lot of the work there. But I didn't talk to any of them at all, other than like saying excuse me and hello when you're trying to get past them. Yeah, job sites are interesting because everyone is like siloed into, like, it's this massive plant, right? But there's so much complexity to it that everyone gets siloed into their area of expertise. But you still are like climbing over each other to like access the same areas and borrowing each other's tools and whatnot. Because I guess you're still working towards the same goal. That feels so much better. Bro, why do companies give such crap textures to their... It just feels so plasticky and cheap. And then you give it a nice little sanding. It like instantly feels a lot better and grippier. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one that I just have like weird dry hands or something. I don't know. Because I like glossy mice. I'm weird like that. Nova nap time. Yeah, she is. I think that she did go back on the bed with my wife and is just napping there. I don't know why. Of all the mice, this is from ECX. My aim is best with the M-Chose M7 Ultra. It's big, a bit too big. iMod battery. Yeah, 46.5 instead of 56 rams. Yeah. The M7, that's interesting. I feel like the M7, yeah, that's like a U2 adjacent, but it's like larger than a U2. It's just, I know I hardly use mine just because it forces me into too relaxed of a grip, which is like good for comfort, but not the best for aiming for me. It like really encourages me to have my thumb pretty straight, and I aim better when I'm more clawing it. My wife said she wanted to make me brunch today. I don't know what that means. She said that last night. She's still asleep right now. She loves breakfast food. My wife loves breakfast food, dude. She loves I think she looks forward to it. I'm the opposite. I skip breakfast. Am I weird? Do you guys skip breakfast? I skip breakfast. I don't feel like I need it. I don't get hungry until like 11, 12 o'clock midday. But it's the most important meal of the day. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have a big and often late dinner. Maybe it's as simple as that. Yeah. I try not to snack at night. I don't know. I feel bad. I need to lose some weight. Man, it's so much easier when you're young and active, but then like when you start, particularly when you start working full time, it becomes much more of a conscious effort to stay active and keep your weight under control. It's just so easy to be exhausted from a day at work and want to come home and just plop in front of the TV. My main issue though is snacking. I did not grow up with snacks in the house, and so I have like no self-control. And my wife loves snacking, especially now that she's pregnant too. I'm not blaming her. This is totally a phalanges issue, but Rapu VT9 Gen 2 did not yet go on sale in China, but AliExpress sellers are already selling it without saying it's a pre-order. Yeah, that's a common issue. Somebody else was asking me about something that was... I made a post this week on Mouse Review about it. Oh shoot, I forget what it was. Yeah. The homeboy just seemed kind of confused. He asked a question like, I posted that something was a pre-order, and he posted like, you know, I forget. Whatever. Not important. May IR Bears. What? RCC 1 also got delayed in China. Now it goes on sale just before the holiday. Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting mouse. I do want to try one. I feel like there's a lot of hype over it because it's kind of a different shape and from a new brand, so people are interested in how their first attempt is. But at the same time, I think a lot of hype has died down over it because they had so many production issues. Because remember, it's supposed to be like a carbon fiber mouse, and they went back on that, and it's now injection molded. Which is, Dad said it so nicely on last night's Mousecast. He was like, am I the only one who doesn't care at all what a mouse is made out of as long as it feels nice? Yeah. And I talked about the BioShell from Asus. So in the Asus DMs, I don't want to like roast them because it's just clear that we're just on different wavelengths, and that's fine. So this was on, just to rehash kind of what was said on Mousecast. So I'm in a group, a very casual Discord 10-person group chat with 2 Asus reps, although only one of them is active, and they mostly talk, it's ROG, Asus ROG. And it's mostly about keyboards and a bit about headphones. The mouse discussion is like literally only 5% of it, and the people who are there, I'm the only enthusiast mouse person there, it's clear. The other mouse people are like, I love my Spatha X, and other, 130 gram mice. So I guess I'm the only voice there for us, for us enthusiasts, but at the same time, I don't really know how much this feedback actually matters. And I frequently say, yeah, Asus stuff is overpriced. The original Harpy Ace and Keras with the little waffle gridirons on the side was really viewed by the community as being out of touch and bad, and they did get rid of that, so like that's good. And I was like, yeah, so the Harpy Ace 2, which is basically a Viper V3 Pro but lighter with worse clicks, better skates and a slightly worse coating, but it retails for 170 bucks. I was like, ain't nobody buying that at 170. They're just gonna buy a Viper V3 Pro. And I was like, you gotta undercut your competition to establish market share. and he was kind of like he was like respectfully. I mean, I'm not quoting him. He did lay out bullet points, and they're just bullet points that I don't fully agree with. But it was basically, they don't want to be a budget brand. Asus doesn't want to be a budget brand. They want to compete with the big guys, and they were like, in certain regions of the world, you know, I'm USA centric. In certain regions, Logitech and Razer and Asus are all direct competitors, much more so. That's fine, sure. If your sales are good and you can charge $170 for it, why not, right? I don't think I've sanded this one enough. Yeah, this one I want to get even finer. I'm taking a long time on this, but maybe because I should have used steel wool. Something a little bit more abrasive. So I didn't even reply to the guy. So I basically, he said something like a month ago. I replied back with like a really long string of text that I posted to Mousecast. Then he replied back with an equally long string of text. I don't want to say refuting, but giving counter arguments to my points that I had made, and all the counter arguments were just ones that I just thought were, I don't want to say out of touch. They were a little bit, they were not how r/mouse review and the like enthusiast FPS mouse community thinks of Asus. And they were a little bit not close-minded. Is there like a term for like being stuck in your own head? I guess a derogatory one is like having your head up your own ass, but that's not the case here. It's more just like they have a company vision and they do not want to deviate from that, which is totally fine. Like I brought up, for example, Ponage has the Sim 3 Pro, which is coming out, which is like modular, $99. It's a departure from all their like $150 magnesium exotic things. Yeah, and the Asus rep guy was like, we don't want to be a, we're not looking to be a budget brand. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody dropping 170, ain't no enthusiast dropping $170 on a Harpy Ace 2. Fine mouse. But Razer Viper is better for less money. And is actually used in pro play. That was another thing I brought up. I was like, maybe you guys should consider like more esports presence. And he was like, yeah, that's really expensive. Do you really think it's worth it? Not as a loaded question, but as like a genuine question. And I was like, yeah, I really don't know. But I will say the esports thing works for Zowie and Vaxi, right? That's kind of their like marketing thing. They're not all about releasing a new mouse every month or having crazy colorways like Pulsar does. What Vaxi and Zowie do, it's like, let's engage with pros and like hyper focus on the esports scene, and the normies will come. It's just interesting, different company cultures, I guess, different mantras. Asus Tough is their budget brand. Yeah, not like budget. Tough is like, well, like, yeah. Like, I know for motherboards, Tough is like their budget stuff. Like, Prime is a step below Tough with their boards. And then even like a step below that, you get into like, I don't know, they start like losing branding. In China, the Tough is named Asus TX and they sell waifu branded crap. Yeah, I know, I've seen it. Yeah, I think I've talked about it on Mousecast here and there. Yeah. Waifu. Okay, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta switch the bases, my boys. We gotta do a base swap. This is just the Chaos M2 stream now. 13 people watching? Guys, am I really that entertaining? Crap, this is coming up on like what Mousecast viewership was. Actually, yesterday's Mousecast was pretty cool. We had a peak of 25, which is pretty good. I don't know if that's an all-time high. If it is, or if it's not, I think it's close. I don't know what I should check. Maybe our all-time high live viewership was like 27, maybe? I don't know, I feel like 25's up there. Should take a picture of this PCB. Alright, you guys want to see? Oh, son of a gun. Are they not hot swap? Yes, they are hot swap. Okay. Okay, you guys want to see my hot swap sockets? Who wants to see a hot swap socket? Alright. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing here. So they're just like the little Mil-Max sockets. Yeah, I don't know if that's really coming through, but there you go. The KS M3 Mini was the same way. So I could swap those out for something, huh? The Huano transparent blue shells pink dots did not feel great. Yo, Daz has a new webcam, and it actually sounds really good. I actually really like my webcam setup for... I need a new light. See how this is so dark? Unplug this, and it's like reasonable. I know I get blown out behind, but I really, really need a better light setup for these cameras, especially since the stupid, like, yeah, LED strobing effect. Oh, I need to make that a priority. Phalanges, make that a priority. And then my dog's like, no, make me a priority. And then my wife's like, make me a priority. I'm growing your son. And I'm like, yeah, that's very true. And I need to remember that. Wait a second. I was going to take hot swap pictures. Yes. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hot swap. One hot swap pic. Two hot swap pic. Well, guys, what mechanical should I put in here? Although, why am I leaving that up to chat? Yeah, why am I leaving that up to chat? I'm gonna pick my own darn hot mechanicals. 11mm encoder. I need to. Oh, and I need to get PCB weight. So PCB weight I typically do with switches, so I gotta put these back in. Does anyone know? Do you guys notice there's a difference between 3395 lenses? There's this big rectangular one, and then there's the smaller. It's the smaller square one. Smaller square one's lighter. Like this Chaos, they went through a bunch of effort to make a nice small lightweight PCB. Like look at this thing, but then they went with a heavier lens. I wonder if there's like what the reasoning is for that. Let's change this to a 1:1 aspect ratio. I'm still forever gonna complain about my stupid phone update and the. You gotta hit 3 buttons to change the aspect ratio. And I'll get a base weight, sure, while we're here. Base only, 7.39 grams. Not a whole lot of weight savings to be had here. I could Dremel out the dongle storage here, but I'm gonna keep this black one. I'm gonna bottom swap it with the Epo Maker for the white bottom on my pink mouse. Valentine's Day edition. But let's first turn on the old soldering iron and get this encoder out of here. This one sucks. It is smooth and it does not feel good. It's not terrible, I guess. It's quiet at least, but we gotta get my Alps. Gotta get my Alps game on. And it's an 11mm, which I have a ton of. This is what I use all my friggin' coins on. Or consumables. I'm so glad though that the coins exist, dude. I still do the stupid games every morning. Like my routine. I do. Yeah, we'll go with that, sure. Maybe I should, yeah. This is not gonna be my favorite mouse in the world, so I'm just gonna do a good enough encoder. Alright, soldering iron's heated up. Heated up and heated up. Oh. I was gonna meet up with some friends for lunch today, but my wife canceled because she was like, maybe you want to spend some more time. Oh, I need to call my supervisor. Yeah, they kind of want me back at the plant next week, but I don't want to go. I mean, I would be able to make a couple $100 extra because of mileage and per diem stuff, but like, I'm leaving on a vacation. I have no idea what we're gonna do for Mousecast. Because I'm leaving on a vacation on very shortly after. On the 2nd. October 2nd, Thursday. Wife and I are going to some national parks. She did all the planning. I'm so excited. She always plans absolute bangers of vacations. We're going to 3 national parks in the states of North and South Dakota. We're going to Teddy Roosevelt National Park, Wind Cave National Park, and Badlands National Park. It's like a loose bucket list item to visit all the U.S. national parks. That's something that that people don't understand. Like, the U.S. is huge. I wonder what, like, well, not to like Russia, but like you can easily, like, state by state, like each state is pretty much the size of a European country. So you definitely can get lost in the sauce in U.S. geography. The West Coast is different from the East Coast. It's different from the middle of America. It's different from where I live. I live like roughly in the middle, but yeah. I stuck the battery to the 3950. I bombed my S9 Ultra dongle holder since it doesn't have a nano dongle. Wait, what do you mean bombed it? Oh, that's some stinky solder. The plant that I was at, if you guys watch Mousecast, I show the overview of this Ford Avon Lake production facility, and I point out where our trailer is, which is where we so we would do 2 to 4 hours worth of work on the plant, and then go back to the trailer and reconvene, recalculate stuff, etc. And the trailer's right next to their sludge pit, and their sludge pit smells so bad. Theirs is actually not that bad because it's outdoors, but sludge pit, so what automotive manufacturers typically do is when they paint the cars, all the air flows downward, all the paint is captured by air, that's all gets pushed downward past the car moving on the conveyor, gets pushed past it, and it goes into a flood sheet of water where the water collects all the paint, and then that paint is filtered out and blah blah blah. But point is, it's a mixture of paint and water, but because this water is just constantly recirculated, has this paint in it, and bacteria growth is a problem, and it just smells yeah, sludge pits. It just smells like stagnant water. It's not good. It's probably a good way to get a disease. Yeah, that's actually a thing. I remember working on some cooling towers a couple years ago, and they talk about Legionnaire's disease. I don't know what Legionnaire's disease is exactly. I think it's just a really bad pneumonia. Why is it called Legionnaire's disease? I couldn't tell you. What's a Legionnaire? I also couldn't tell you. But point is, yes, stagnant water is just a good place to grow microbes and die. Actually, I don't know if you can die from Legionnaires. It sounds bad. I think it's just a bad pneumonia. Which I guess people do die from pneumonia, so there's that. Alright, encoder soldered in. That was a really fast encoder swap. Scroll wheel spin. Am I still zoomed way the heck in? Oh, I was. I hope I caught some of that on camera because I am so bad about... That's something I want to improve about my setup is better visibility of the webcam. So, I won't do a switch swap yet. Let's swap bottom PCBs now. I think I'm going to go with this white scroll wheel also. Hiya! Is the scroll wheel rubber the same? Oh, the Chaos is slightly more textured. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. Oh, that's right. I remember taking this apart. This is some beefy rubber. It's interesting. Companies, they go for this really lightweight scroll wheel design sometimes, and then they'll use really thick rubber. And look at this. This is oh, look at that. It's like a wedding ring. Married to your mouse. True way to main a mouse. Man, I'm so schizo. Look at that. Swapping the rubber because it's slightly more textured. That's okay. Destroyer, is Nova watching? LOL. Oh, Destroyer, what's up? I hope you're doing well, dude. I was just in Ohio, but I was too far from you, so I didn't bother messaging you. Plus, I was working. But Yeah, I was up in Avon Lake. I mentioned that on Mousecast. I don't know if you're still watching, but yeah, on Mousecast. Avon Lake, Ohio. Not a bad community. I actually stayed at an Airbnb that was on the water. So my company, like, okay, there's two ways that my company pays for travel, and this is pretty common in a lot of kind of construction type industries where you have site work. The first is per diem, or the second is by expense. So per diem is like Latin for just like per day or per unit or whatever. So if you're going to be on a construction site for, let's say, a month, instead of your company, they will say, okay, you get, for my company, it's $67 a day in meals and $110 a day in lodging. And they just simply write you a check for, that times 30 days or however long you're gone. So what a lot of people do is that's your allowance. If you don't use it all, you keep it. You get to pocket it. Now, some people do just use it. Some people just go out to eat for every single meal. They'll order nice things, which is, kind of good, because being away from home and, wanting to be around coworkers and go out to the bar with them, yada, yada, it makes a lot of sense. But if you don't, you can pocket that. So a lot of people do that. They'll do like a cheap Airbnb. You can get Airbnbs pretty reasonable, like particularly, factories are usually not in super nice touristy areas. They're usually, in industrial areas. So you can get, I remember I was potentially going to be per diem for this job site because I was actually supposed to go here for like a month, but that got shortened down to a week for a bunch of reasons I won't get into. Basically, the company didn't want to spend the money on it. And the Airbnb I was going to stay at was totally fine. It was sharing like the upper floor of a house with a person, and it was going to be like $42 a day or something like that. So yeah, I'd be making a little bit of extra money just from the lodging. And then the food too. Again, I said I skipped breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I'm crazy. So when I was down there for a week, though, I was just doing expenses, though. I was not on a per diem. We still get a per diem for food, but I did not get a per diem for lodging. So they simply said, it's like last minute. Like, I didn't know I was going until like 24. I only had like 24 hours notice. So they were just like, pick a place and you'll just expense report it, meaning if it's $150 a night, you just submit a spreadsheet saying, yep, here's where I stayed. It was $150 a night times 4 or 5 nights, whatever, and they'll just reimburse you. Well, I don't really know what the limit is. Like, I think a $500 a night hotel people would be like, what the hell is wrong with you? We're not paying for all of that. But where do you start drawing the line? 150 is like pretty much all the hotels in the area were like 150. And my company's not super cheap. They don't make you stay in like a dingy motel for $70 a night. They want you to be safe and be happy when you're at the job site. So like most, the Marriott's or the Hamptons are all 150 a night. But I wanted to be able to cook my own meals. So then you're looking at ones that are suites that are like over 200 a night. And I messaged my supervisor being like, hey, would 200 a night get eyebrows raised? And he was like, as long as that's what the other stuff around the area is going for, then I don't see why. So I was like, okay. So at $200 a night, I did find an Airbnb on the water on Lake Erie, which is not a very pretty lake, but it's a big lake. People forget that, like the Great Lakes, you can't see across them. They are Great Lakes. But it's just so cool. I could show you guys pictures. I kind of don't want to, because I don't think they came out very well. But it's just so cool coming home and like you literally open the front door of your Airbnb and you just see straight through the home and to the big lake in the back. And again, the Great Lakes are like, you don't see the other side. It's not like a lake, like what you guys are probably thinking. It's literally looks like the ocean, but with no waves. Particularly Lake Erie. Lake Erie has like no waves. Also, like no sandy beaches. Or at least where I was, there were no sandy beaches. So doing a sticker swap because I am gonna try to sell this Apple Maker. And I'll say that I swapped the encoder and I swapped the... So I could Dremel this guy. Is the dongle magnetic? Because if it is, then I usually like to do that for dongle storage. Yes, it is magnetic. Here's my magnet sanity check. There you go. So I could super glue a magnet to this guy. I could Dremel this out. I don't know, is that something you guys want to see? I actually spent the last 2 weeks in Virginia getting the house ready to sell. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow, that's even more time away from home. Yeah, that's not easy, dude. Kudos to you for. I hope your family's enjoying the new place, and are very grateful for all the hard work that you're putting in, and aren't like when you come back. Oh, you're home. Okay. Yeah. I forget who I was telling about that. Oh yeah, I was telling Daz. Yeah. Yeah, whenever you're away from home, just stuff piles up, you know? Stuff piles up, so all your obligations don't, end when you're away from home. Whether it's yard work, or finally getting around to that oil change, or the thing that the neighbor's been bothering you to fix. Yeah. When you're away for work, you are, or whatever it is that has you away from home, that to-do list doesn't get any shorter. I had some coworkers complaining about that and saying like one of my coworkers, he was kind of a grumpy old dude, but he was like, yeah, when I get home, my wife and kids are just like, oh, you're home. So anyway, where's mom? He was like, oh. And he was kind of, I don't know if he's just being a curmudgeon about it, if that's not really reality, but I don't know. One thing is, though, I mean, working in a male-dominated field that is engineering, dude, men can be the biggest babies, am I right? Just like, it's like cool to not communicate as a man. I think a lot of men think, oh yeah, let's just be aloof and like let people run into issues or figure things out on their own. Or you can just be nice and like tell people things. That's pretty much what the mouse is going to look like. The black and white looks quite nice. Yeah, that's like how it should have been. The all white, I don't know, black and white side buttons, accent buttons changed my mind. Even like a white and gray is pretty decent too. Well, let's put this big honking battery back in. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And let us put the tape. I can't believe there's 10 people watching. I don't know what you guys just want to hear me ramble about. Am I just supposed to talk? Is that how live streaming works? It doesn't matter what you talk about. As long as you keep talking. Yeah, keep talking. Oh, my supervisor. You guys want me to complain about my supervisor? Which I actually do like my super. He is actually a good fit for, I think, the kind of worker that I am. So my supervisor's name is Mike. He's been in the industry for like, good lord, like, I don't know, 35-ish years. He's approaching retirement. And he's, let's see, what's he like? He's like a 5'9" bald guy who drinks way too much caffeine. He's like addicted to energy drinks. He doesn't have kids, and he's like always caffeinated and pretty hyper. He talks a mile a minute and is incredibly talkative. So it's funny because he went from being an engineer to the R&D. R&D means research and design. So the R&D manager, he kind of volunteered for it because he was tired of doing exactly what we just did, which is be on site all the time. But also, I think he wanted to try a managerial position, which he's different from a manager type. You can tell he still is like an employee at heart, quote unquote. You know, he doesn't, his care for like schedules and stuff ends where his boss cares about it. Like he's not, yeah, he's a good middle manager. He talks a lot, so because of that, he's very transparent. And he also talks through things a lot. So I like it because I am a pretty self-motivated employee. Like I don't really like, for example, I don't really like just being told, go over here, pull on this, fix that. I don't really like just instructions like that. I really like to understand the bigger picture. You know, why are we fixing, you know, you tell me to go over there and fix that. Why are we fixing it if we're never going to use it? I don't know. I'll push back and ask questions like that, I guess. And yeah, Mike is very transparent, which I really appreciate because I've had supervisors who are the opposite, who are not transparent about things. And I tell you, I would much rather have one who is transparent, even if it means that he talks way too much. So when he came over to R&D, it was funny because a lot of people were like, when I hired in, they gave me so many jokes about, oh, you know, Mike's been at the company for like 15 years. So everyone's like, oh, you're going to be working with Mike. Good luck. You know, kind of throwing shade at Mike because he is really easy to make fun of. He really puts a target on himself. He just has to have an opinion on everything and refute everything. It's funny. Where did the screw go? What? Did it get stuck? Oh, it did get stuck here. Okay. But now I realize, especially being on a job site with him, the dynamic that he has with other people, he just talks a mile a minute and often talks in circles. It's like, have you guys ever seen a flow chart, right? So you have like subject, arrow to the next subject, and it's like a logical process flow, right? The way that Mike talks, it's like a flow chart. There is logic to what he says, but off of every single subject, put 6 different arrows, some of them jumping down 3 spaces in the flow chart, but the other half of them just squiggling out into the abyss, total tangents. So it can be frustrating when like you're like trying to discuss how to fix something and he takes a 30-second logical discussion and expands it into 5 minutes, and he still follows a logical thought stream, but there's, you know, only 25% of the words that he says are actually on that. So it can be kind of tough on the job site. And it's just also part of like knowing the people around you too. I don't know. I'm complaining about my supervisor here. He doesn't watch this. And I do like him though. I do like my supervisor. I like that he's at least transparent, because you don't want a boss who's like not transparent, you know? You don't want a boss who just tells you exactly what to do, and then when you question it, they're like, well, because I said so. Well, gosh, that's not very productive. I'm a smart person, and here you are just being like, no, you're not. Do as I say. Do as you're told. Okay, I think that power slider should work. Just gotta make sure there's like enough space in the mold still. Yeah, power slider still works. Cool. Did I want to Dremel this? Did I want to Dremel this? I could. I very well could. I might just do the dongle compartment here, because I don't really... Man, I really wish they just had the dongle compartment. I saw on somebody else's teardown they did. I don't know why I got the short end of the stick. Should I at least put the apple maker back together? And the nice zebra. Wait, what do we call this? Zebra? Oreo? Panda? A panda bear is mostly white, right? So is this panda? Wait, no, wait, I'm sorry. Pandas are mostly black. Warriors are mostly black. Wait a second. Wait a second. I can't picture a panda in my mind. What do we call black and white mice? Yeah, it clicks together nicely. Very nice. What do you use to Dremel? Oh, shit. I use this Hardell branded. I don't know. It's cordless. I got it from Amazon Vine. And I think I gotta use the black screws for this one. Oh, I missed a screw though. Yeah, and then the bit that I use, I got end mill bits from AliExpress. I don't think they're the best. I really want to use what Bearded Bob uses, which is like, it's like a deburring tool, but I don't know. When I use deburring tools, which will be like a ceramic powder or whatever, or like a ceramic head, or like a mineral head instead of steel. When I use a ceramic bit, it just melts the plastic. It doesn't actually cut it and eject any of the chips. So then I switch to an end mill bit, which an end mill bit is basically an end mill bit is basically a screw bit, but instead of the flutes going one way, they go two ways, and they're used for milling, so cutting side to side instead of punching holes. You can use it to punch holes, but... So I got a series of end mill bits. I'll show you guys. Yeah, I got like, you know, a series of end mill bits like this, really small itty bitty ones from AliExpress is, you know, like $3. But the problem is it really flings the chips. So I have to do it like over the garbage bin when I do it because it makes a dusty mess. I should make sure I actually get power. Is this not powering on? Brother? Okay, I should go check this real quick and make sure I'm actually getting power to this. Just destroy whatever is left of my S9 Ultra. Oh, rip. Wait, are you saying that you did, or you're going to? Okay, this is, sorry. Windows sound is me. Yep, that is me, my boys. Okay. It's working. Sorry, Windows sound is me again. Incot039. Oh, my poor Wave. Whenever she goes to use my computer, she's like, which mouse is plugged in? The struggle's real. Yeah, I don't know. End mill bits, they work well in terms of like removing material precisely, but the ones that Bearded Bob uses gives a nice cleaner cut. And he does have a web store where you can buy the tools he uses, which is really cool. I consider doing something similar. I should probably just do affiliate links. I don't know. I need to try hard at like actually monetizing some of my YouTube stuff in ways that like isn't intrusive. Like I don't want to do channel memberships. I don't really have a content library to give you guys that would give you value for channel memberships. And then Mad Hater in Discord said in the deals chat that I should start a Patreon because of all the like deals links that I post, and I was like, you know, that is kind of a value add. Like the thing is, I don't want to ask for money from people unless they are getting something substantial in return, something of equal value in return. Like Mousecast will never be behind a paywall because that will just nuke viewership. Like maybe if one day it absolutely blows up, then like I could do an episode in advance or something, but even then I'm not looking to go full-time YouTube. Like I would love to make mice my livelihood, especially since like I don't know, my job is just fine, but it's just really there because it pays the bills. I would love to do something more in line with my interests, but yeah, they just ain't gonna happen. No way. No way can I make enough money to support a family from YouTube without like from mouse YouTube. Let's be more real here. Even if you're the biggest quote-unquote mouse YouTuber, like a Boardsy, yeah, that ain't happening. Part of me is like, I could like try to make my own mouse pads or mice. That's another, if I won the lottery, oh yeah, I would. Oh, bro, I absolutely would. Even if it was like enough money to retire, I would definitely start trying mouse ventures. Phalanges mouse ventures. Look at the black and white, looks so good. Why didn't they just make it like this stock? Doesn't that look good? It's basically a Viper Mini clone. It's a good shape. It's kind of taller than a Viper Mini, maybe. You guys can check Elo shapes. The Apple Maker clicks on there. I don't know if the Chaos M2 is on there, but it's the same shell. Get my hands on a Dremel machine. Yeah, the term is rotary tool, or at least the English term, rotary tool. Dremel is a name brand. It's like saying Kleenex, Q-tips, instead of cotton swab. But I also highly recommend, you know, I will punch this out. I'll just use my X-Acto knife. Or my hobby knife. Here we go. Highly recommended, get extra blades from AliExpress. They're really cheap. Like here's 120 pack of hobby knife blades that I got for like $2. I don't know how. The poor Chinese people. I kind of don't want to mutilate the bottom a ton, especially if I go to larger skates at some point. Well, let's start with a weight. You have a pleasant voice to listen to. This is like ASMR. Really? I have a pleasant voice? Oh my gosh. Hang on. Hang on. No, I don't think. Lauren, you're awake? A viewer said I have a pleasant voice to listen to and that it's like ASMR. How do you feel about that? Oh, you agree except when you're trying to sleep? My doggy. Okay, so I need to get back to the live stream. I wish I could take you with me, doggy. I wish I could take you with me. You are so cute. You are leaning into me. You're on the bed and you're leaning into me and you're such a good girl. Okay, I gotta get back to the live stream actually and entertain people. Entertain the masses. I really don't think my voice is all that pleasant. I wish my voice was deeper. I don't have a very deep voice for a man. But I also don't have a I don't know. I don't have, I guess I lucked out genetically. Somebody in off-topic chat, was it Greg? Said, oh, by the way, can you guys see what I'm doing here? Oh, I was gonna weigh this. Sorry. Wasn't that 7.9 grams? 7.9, sorry, that's off camera for you guys, isn't it? 7.88. So all I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna actually do a weight reduction here. I'm just gonna do battery store or dongle storage. So I'm just gonna cut this out. Yeah, the hobby knife should work. Just gotta be careful not to hurt myself here. Definitely have punctured myself a few times. Good times. I got pretty lucky. I'm like 6'2", 6'3", somewhere in that. My dad is 6'4", or was. I don't know, he's getting older. Tough seeing parents get older. But he had asked in off-topic chat, and it actually generated some discussion. Does height or looks matter more? And this live stream, I'm pretty sure, is like 98% male, and I think the like 1 or 2 female are like, well, I know one of them is my cousin-in-law, Rachel. So this is very much a focus at the male audience question. What do you guys think? What matters more, height or looks? I think it's one of those questions that if you ask a short person that, they're gonna say height. If you ask an ugly person that, they're gonna say looks. I'm not particularly great looking, but I'm tall, so I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm married. I only dated one person and that was my wife. So let's say I went for accuracy, not quantity. Um, very precision dating. Precision dating tips by Phalanges. Height is just so useful in so many aspects of life that are not just dating. I think that is my take. I really like being tall. Sports, you just instantly have an advantage over your competition in pretty much every sport. Are there any sports where height is a disadvantage? Probably. I don't know. I played Ultimate Frisbee in college, and it's just really nice. So playing Ultimate Frisbee, you have to pivot. So once you catch the disc, you have to come to a stop as soon as you can. You have to establish a pivot foot, and you can pivot off of that. So if you are a tall person with long reach, you can pivot around your defender who's trying to stop you from throwing it. Also, just like jumping up for a disc, height advantage. So, not to mention all the other aspects in life where height is really nice. Like everything from like, I don't know, you're painting a room and like I can paint the ceiling without a ladder. You know, as long as my roller's long enough, I guess. Just like standing out in crowds, like if you're at the airport and somebody's looking for you, or you're looking for somebody, your head's just over other people's. Jeebus says, I feel like height is an aspect of looks. If you're just tall and otherwise not good looking, I think it's worse than someone not as tall that has good features in every other aspect. Yeah, like this is a loaded question, right? The whole point of like asking a question is there needs to be a little bit of rage bait this day and age. Like, I think we can agree that looks and height are, everything's a spectrum. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm not particularly bad nor good looking, but I really like being tall. And I hope my boy gets those genes. I do. I'm glad I don't have goofy ears. I have kind of big eyes for a guy, which my wife also has big eyes, so our kid's gonna have giant eyes. Like those freaking what are those nocturnal flying squirrel things called? Oh, son of a gun. Sugar gliders? I was about to say sugar babies. I think I'm gonna leave that little tab there. Yeah, because that's part of the cross brace. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that tab. I'm gonna stop there. So I did not really weight reduce this much, and I'm gonna add a magnet to it, which is literally just gonna bring the weight right back to where it was. Yep, reduced it by 0.23 grams. We add on a battery. Look at that, 7.88. It is exactly the same, or sorry, not battery, a magnet. And let me just make sure that this magnet is strong enough to hold the dongle. Yes, it is. So you guys want to see how I make battery dongle storage? I keep saying battery. Is what I'll do is I want to super glue that. I want to super glue this magnet here. The thing is though, the magnet is rather smooth and won't take the super glue very well. And so is the mouse. The mouse is also, the plastic is also smooth, so we got to rough that up. Oh, did I turn off my soldering iron? No, I didn't. So what I do to rough it up, and I'll zoom in here, is I will, I'm gonna put the, is that where I want to put that? Because then we put the dongle in. It might be easier if I put it over there actually, but how big's the PCB? Yeah, because if I put the dongle in like that, that's gonna be kind of tough to, That's gonna be kind of tough to peel out of there, isn't it? Maybe. Should I do from the side? And I can just slide it? Okay, I'll do from the side. A little bit asymmetrical, but I will survive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rough up this spot here with my X-Acto knife. Just gonna do some scoring marks. Some scoring marks the other way. This is like on the Bob Ross of mouse modding, Lauren. With my ASMR voice. We just do little scoring marks so that the super glue can flow nicely in there and get nice and bonded. A little bit of bonding is a good thing. We all need some bonding in our lives. As my Bob sugar glider. Okay, and then here's how I rough up the magnet is I hold on to it for dear life with my fingernail. Oh yeah, can you guys hear that lovely sound? There's probably like a better way to do this, but I don't really care because I'm just trying to super glue a magnet. Oh, magnet down. Okay, I might even be off camera for this, but that's okay. You guys aren't missing out on much. There you go. That's what it looks like. It's roughed up. That was just the lowest setting. If you do get a Dremel, the only thing I recommend is get one that uses like a standard chuck size and all that. Yeah. So that you can buy whatever bits you want. And then for glue, I just use super glue from the dollar store. Just one little dab is all you need. You really don't need much at all. And then a rough side to rough side. Boom. Now you're supposed to press and hold that. And to press and hold it, I try to use something that is not metallic. I actually got these tweezers because I thought they looked like really nice tweezers from AliExpress. And they're actually not that nice, but they are ceramic tipped. So they are not magnetic. Now I could literally use anything else here. I could use the super glue bottle itself. But you usually just want to press down on this for... Are there actually instructions on this? Cyanoacrylate. Yeah. So I believe cyanoacrylate... Oh yeah, press and hold together for 10 seconds. I believe cyanoacrylate was originally developed as a... like... war... treatment for wounds, like to close wounds. Wait a second. No. I think, no, that was later. Veritasium has a video on it. It was, I believe it was a company was looking at making like an optics for like weapon sights for scopes or binoculars or something like that. And they came up with cyanoacrylate out of on accident. Gosh, I don't want to say so many of the details because I'm going to totally misremember it. But Veritasium, amazing YouTube channel, guys. Go check out Veritasium if you like science and technology type stuff. Or if you're just a mouse degenerate and this is all you do. Oh, son of a gun, that's kind of high up. That's going to be kind of tough to get out. That's not the best placement, phalanges. How am I going to get that out? Well, that's what I got, so that's what I'm sticking with. Okay. So we did the encoder swap, we did the shell swap, we did the dongle storage. So why don't we finish it off by hot swapping in some switches? Gosh, if I can put this back on. I'll zoom out again for you guys. I think the reason your voice is good is because it's calm, no peaks, and it's neither deep nor high-pitched. Reader voice is what we call that in Germany. Interesting. Reader voice. Yeah, I could get a better quality mic at some point. I had a fine mic, and I didn't love it. The headset works well that I'm using because I'm able to jump back and forth between Mousecast and here on the same headset. I'm able to walk around. Right, dog? I wonder if I goofed up by using the wrong screws. I think that's okay. Well, that's cool that Jeebus, you're in Germany. I want to go to Germany. I want to go to the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart. Yeah, Germany would be cool to visit. Partially because just being in manufacturing, Germany is such a manufacturing powerhouse in the world. Like, for how small Germany's population is, small for relative size at least compared to other large manufacturing countries. Germany just does a really good job. Like, they just have a lot of capability and technology. I don't know. I really would like to travel more. My wife is like, you know, we have the national parks and such. There's so much beauty in America that she wants to explore first. I'm like, I respect that, but I also kind of want to. I would like to get out of the country at some point. I've only been to Canada, Costa Rica, and if you sort of want to call it Puerto Rico, which is technically a U.S. territory, but it is. I don't know. U.S. territories can be kind of like other countries in feel. I don't even know the history of like how the U.S. acquired Puerto Rico. I hope it's not like some terrible thing. Probably is. It usually is. Anytime one country acquires another piece of territory, it usually is. I spent all this time modding a mouse that I'm like, I'm not saying this is a bad mouse, but I'm not saying it's particularly amazing either. But I gotta pick out the switches. Switches get stitches, they say in prison. Oh, see, I like cars too. Yeah, I mean, I'm in automotive manufacturing. I'm not a crazy car nerd, but I have my winter car is a Subaru Forester XT 2004 with the turbocharged 2.5 liter boxer. And then my summer car, and actually what I put most of my miles on, is a 2002 Mazda Miata, my first 5-speed car. It has been very fun. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Huano, I gotta pick which switches to use. The Huano transparent blue shell pink dots feel just okay in this. I really like. Let's try. Oh, okay. I've cut those prongs off. Should I try something weird like a KLGM 2.0? These were a meta for a while. They don't have very good rebound. I guess they do, maybe. Let's try one. Let's try that one in right mouse. Let's try a red one. Let's try TTC Gold. That inspired me the other day. What mouse were we looking at on stream that has TTC Golds yesterday? Put that in the other button. Clamp her together and see how she feels. See, one thing I don't like about this kind of hot swap is the screws affect click feel, so it's like... Oh, the Kale actually feels pretty good. Yeah. I could, you know, usually I do Almond Opticals and everything, as you guys know, but I don't really want to desolder the hot swap sockets. Yeah, those Kales might be a little bit too heavy. Yeah, and Jeebus, what kind of car do you drive? What kind of car? I have like some fancy TTC switches here. Is this on camera? See, the thing is, I can see... It's partially in camera. Yeah, it's good enough. You guys get the general idea. Let me know in chat if you ever want me to like zoom way the heck in on something, because I know the autofocus is not perfect and the lighting is not perfect, etc. Yeah, those Huanos feel kind of heavy in this. They feel nice, but they feel kind of heavy. Maybe I'll keep those actually. And I'll just bend the fulcrums. Nah, let's not bend the fulcrums. Let's be done with this mouse. I'll put in some... I'll just do TTC golds. I've got the 60Ms. It's so frustrating. The 60Ms and the 30Ms have different like weights to the clicks. And then the 80Ms. So like the 60Ms are, I think, the heaviest. The 80Ms are in the middle. And then the 30Ms are the lightest. Whatever. Then I forget where the 100Ms are. Wow, those 60Ms are heavy. Get that out of there. Let's try a... You know, I could even try... I got these goofy TTC ones. These are like... Look at these. These are still TTC gold. Or, dust proofs. But I have these, like, teal ones, which are out of a Darmo Shark or Moto Speed or something. These are, like, the teal dragons. I forget what they call them. How do they feel? Oh, they feel nice. Yeah, these blue-white ones are kind of a little bit too supple. These. Oh, that's nice. Let's do that. Hot swap in 1, hot swap in 2. Yeah, they're just like friction fit sockets, but they actually feel pretty decent. Yeah, let's stick with that. I don't absolutely love it, but I also don't hate it either. Yeah, there's just too much button wobble is one problem. You guys see that? So when you click down, you just really feel that. Look at all that button wobble. Let me see if I can try to mod some of that out real quick. This is a TTC 30M, so that goes there. We close that up. We put that away. We put the Huanos in with all my other... Dude, I got so many Huano switches. I don't even know what to do with them all. I think I gotta open up an overflow bin. Do I have an overflow? I do have overflows. Oh my gosh. I have so many transparent blue shell pink dots. Throw some overflows in there, and then we gotta put the kale away. My winter car is a 99 Ford Cougar. Nothing special. That's still kind of cool. Especially if you're in Germany. Ford Cougar, that's like a full-size SUV, isn't it? And in Germany? Like, roads are smaller and stuff in Europe. My summer car is a 2000 E46 330i in pristine condition. Wow, so you're a Beamer guy, huh? You gotta watch Mousecast, dude, because I showed Durr has how they paint the custom M4s at the factory, and I don't know where they're actually produced. Anyway, Durr has the inkjet painting system that they show for customizing your BMW M4 from the factory, the paint color. And I showed that on stream yesterday. Yeah, look at just the amount of button wobble. Oh, it's bad, dude. That's bad. Let's see. How can I reduce that? I could shim the insides here. That's a lot of button wobble. Or I could do something here. I don't like the idea of doing something visible, so I'd like to do something on the inside. But it's not simple foam because foam will wear out. Like a hard plastic would be best. Fun fact, you can DIY your own hard plastic with apparently baking soda plus super glue. You mix it together and it becomes like a hard, like an acrylic. I've done it once before. I don't know if I did it on a mouse. I did it on something once before. Oh, bummer. I'm gonna have to take that out, aren't I? I don't think I can just eat this out, can I? No, not coming. Alright. Yeah, I've never been big into BMWs. I don't know. I'm cheap. I like cheap stuff. I mean, a 2000 E46 ain't... You know, I'm not saying that's like an expensive car, but... Also, where I live, all the, like, U-Pull junkyards have so many American vehicles. You're just guaranteed to get parts if you do that. Is there a time schedule when the cast goes live? Yeah, we do it once a week. Typically, it's Thursday nights, 10:45 p.m. Eastern. But
I tweet out and I post to our Discord and I post to YouTube anytime there's a deviation from that. And I try to post at least a week in advance. But, like, for example, this past week, we pushed it from Thursday to Friday, so last night, because of my work trip, and then we've had to push it other times. Guests are a common reason. We pretty much always have to do a custom time for a guest. Melon was the first guest that we did not have to change the time for. So how can I make this feel not so crap? And you can tell they cheaped out. Like, the mold has, look at that, it has the rings for the front pins to, yeah, rather than just these little side lobes just ain't enough. Those just are not cutting it. We're preventing the side to side wobble. So is there anything I could like fill on the inside? I wish I had like, what I wish I could get is this. I wish I could get more of these like plastic things with adhesive on them. I probably could. And the thing is, I have so many old cheap mice, but when you pop them open, they don't use these. It's usually just one piece injection molded. They don't have a separate piece because they don't care about quality or longevity. Teflon would wear out, but I could just do that real quick. I might just do that. Let's just do that. Just to be done with this mouse. So we're gonna cut. Is it showing up on camera? Yeah. We're gonna cut here. We're gonna cut here. Then we'll cut. We'll do thirds. Yeah. So what I'll do here is I'll just put these on the flanks, on the sides. I apologize if the camera isn't focusing. It's because I'm focusing. Stick, please. Okay. I don't know how low. Let's see, the low part. Yes, I do want to be low. Okay. Stick, please. Yeah, that's something I don't. Oops. Sorry if I bumped the camera. Yeah, this probably is not going to be a long-term fix. I'm going to end up with these floating around my mouse one day. We'll see though. If I'm using this mouse that enough where I want a more permanent fix, then that'll be worthwhile to get a more permanent fix. Oh man, that is really tough to stick down. Do you work in a technology-related thing? Says Amelia. I am. Oh, is that an actual female viewer? I work in engineering. I have a degree in mechanical engineering. And on last night's Mousecast, I was at a job site, so I talked a little bit about my job. But the TLDR is automotive paint finishing. So my company builds paint shops for automotive suppliers. A big one is like anything Stellantis. Anything Stellantis here in the United States is pretty much painted on our equipment. So it's Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. Painted on our equipment. So we are a tier 1 supplier, you would call us. There's like one person who understands what that means, and bro, I cannot. I can't even. I wish that this mic had a better mute. There's a push button to mute, but it's like on an ear cup. I wish I just had the little boom arm to quickly mute it, like if I'm gonna cough, sneeze, or flatulate. Wait a second, is flatulate a word? Can somebody look that up? To, like, pass gas. Can I say flatulate? Because flatulence is a noun. Is flatulate the verb form? Because if it is, I'm gonna start using that. Okay, I pressed it down, but I really don't like the position of that. Oh, dude, this is so not gonna stay. The adhesive is just not strong enough on these skates. Oh. As soon as I push them, it's gonna get... Yep, I totally missed the mark. Okay. Cool. But I've had other jobs. I also worked in high-pressure die casting and in green energy. Automotive. It's funny. People will, like, equate the industry with, like, what your actual job duties are, and it's like, that's not really the case. It's like you could be... it's like saying you're an entertainer, and, like, one is, like, you're a comedian, and the other one is you're a stripper. It's like, yes, they're both entertainment, but they're very different. I suppose you do perform in both, but, yeah, like, that's about it, right? Oh, dude, I can't. I'm gonna have to figure out something else. These are not staying. I used to love electrical and mechanical engineering, but dropped out. Your job sounds nice. Why'd you drop out? Engineering's still tough. I'm not poo-pooing your decision, but there's probably a story behind it, right? Oh, there's so much less button wobble. But is that actually gonna stay? Is it actually going to stay? I don't care. Let's just send it. What are you, silly? I'm still gonna send it. Good old Canadians. I'm lucky. I knew I always wanted to do engineering. I knew it. It was very, very lucky. Lucky ducky. I grew up playing with Legos. I have Legos. I don't think there's any on screen for you guys right now, but I do have Legos in this room where I am. I did take architecture classes in high school. I originally wanted to do architecture, and I still have a slight fascination with it. It's just the blend of right and left brain in architecture in beauty and form blended with engineering and structure. But, so I took, in high school, I took 2 years of architecture that were offered at my high school. And then I also did an independent study with a teacher, which is basically you make your own curriculum. So I think he only had like 2 students in his like 25-year history working at the school who did independent studies. So he and I got, I don't want to say got close, but like yeah, sure, we did. Because I mean, you spend a lot of time after school. And also you have to like sit and make the curriculum with each other. And I made a architectural model of a house that was also a bridge. Yeah, I could. It is actually on YouTube, and it has, you know, maybe 100 views or something like that. And I could link it, but then it would dox me, so I'm gonna pass. Nice try. I opted for mechanical engineering ultimately because of 2 reasons. 1, schooling cost of architecture, and 2, job outlook. Hello, thing that just randomly almost fell on my foot. So, cost of schooling, architects, it's a 4-year undergraduate degree, and then you need additional schooling after that. I don't know, I think is it a master's that you need? And then, also it limited me in a lot of my school selection, my university selection also. And architecture, then the job market too, it's, at least at the time, I was like, my dad had lost his job during the financial crisis of 2008, and the housing market took a big old crap. And so I'm graduating high school with this in the not too distant rearview mirror. So the idea of having something tied to housing and like real estate development was not attractive. So I was like, well, mechanical engineering, I like mechanical stuff. Always have. Like out of all the engineering professions, that's the one that like makes the most sense. Oh, too much. Yeah, too much. Too much shim. It is rubbing too much. Rubbin's racing, they say. So yeah, mechanical engineering is just an easy one, especially where I'm at. There's like a ton of mechanical engineering opportunities. Oh, is it still really rubbing? It is still rubbing. Wow, okay, I guess I took out the shim on the wrong side. I'll swap the shim to the other side, huh? I'm sorry, I want to read chat. I want to see what Amelia said. Hopefully no microplastic. This is drill bit. I love mechanical, electrical. College was expensive, so I had to work. Yeah, and I knew I wasn't that smart. Engineering is tough. Link it. No, I'm not gonna link it. Do you still use Nopu keyboards? I got one a long time ago because of you, lol. Oh, wow, really? No, not really. I still do have them. You want to see? I still do have my Nopu keyboards from back when I played Star Wars Battlefront. There's my Nopu Nano 75S and my Nopu Chalk Mini. Both of them are like highly customized, but this is a long time ago before Hall Effect. Oh, there's my wife and I in a dating photo. Is there anything up here that is an ultimate frisbee disc? I'm just trying to see if there's anything that's like compromising before I pan to it. Legos, Star Wars Battlefront, speaker, AMD. Oh, a little mini pipe wrench. My old cat. Sith Holocron poster from the wife. Lego Rock Raiders. Yeah. Hey, look, a speed limit sign. Dogs. Yep, okay. I think I showed you guys enough there. Yeah, so I volunteer at a local high school and talk during at a career day about careers in manufacturing and engineering. Is what I go there and I represent. And a frequently asked question I get is, do I have to be good at math to be an engineer? Because I think that's the stereotype. And my answer is, very simply put, you have to be good at passing math classes. You don't necessarily have to be great at math. Because once you're working, bro, all the tools are at your disposal. Calculators, ChatGPT, your coworkers, reference material, studies, online calculators. Bro, engineeringtoolbox.com, amazing. When I worked in chemical, in green energy stuff, I use Engineering Toolbox daily. Okay, that feels better. It's not like perfect, but it's better. Yeah, that's better. That'll wear out over time. I think that'll wear in nicely. So we're gonna try it. So, yeah, you have to be able to pass math classes because your day-to-day as an engineer, it's usually not math heavy. And if a job is really math heavy and you're really struggling, you can't always just find another job. That's like something that I think people forget. It's like when you pick a degree, yeah, I want to say that you will. I don't want to be like you're just locked into that degree. You're not like necessarily locked in. You obviously want to put a lot of thought and energy into what you pick. But, oh, yes. Okay, my stupid shim thing worked. So much less button wobble. Oh, and now I gotta find a place for the battery now that I have, Oh man, I'm gonna have to really solder a new battery, dude. This is the mouse that will never end. Yeah, I'll solder a new battery. Unless I have one sitting up here already. No, not really. Okay. The Chaos, by the way, it uses a 3399 sensor, which is a rebadged 3395. Nordic 52840 MCU. I'm going to use the crappy encoder that I do not like. 11mm brown cover, or black cover, brown axle. I love that Nano 75S. True math is not needed at work and you have tools. Yeah, like a lot of my work is design work, so 3D modeling is the majority of my day on a day-to-day basis. Autodesk Inventor, which I actually learned in high school. And yeah, like the only math in that, I mean, the program takes care of any, like, even if you do something like FEA, finite element analysis, that's like if you're doing a stress simulation of, like, I don't know, if I bend this piece of metal, how much force does it take to bend it? How much does it bend if I apply a certain force? Yeah, FEA, stress concentrations, it's very math heavy. The software does it for you. Just, even if you have no idea what you're doing, you can just go on YouTube and search, Autodesk Inventor FEA, and some Indian guy will tell you very nicely in a 3-minute long video how to be more capable than all the boomers who are stuck on AutoCAD 2D at your work. So yeah, math in my day-to-day job, it's like some unit conversions and some trigonometry, and by trigonometry it's really just sine, cosine, tangent, which are all just on your own scientific calculator app on your phone. So really quite simple. We need a new... I'd need a new JST connector, and am I all out of JST connectors? I'm pretty sure I ordered more. I don't know if they arrived. Son of a gun, I have to... Yeah, this is the mouse that will never end. I didn't want to unbox these live, but I do have things from AliExpress. And I think in here are my... I just want to open these off camera because my address is probably on some of these. The first thing is, yeah, okay, excellent. I got chamfer bits. So they allow you to, after you drill a hole, you can give the hole a nice little rounding. Next thing here. And often with AliExpress, you actually want to, we got Huano mute switches, 10 of them. You usually want to save your packages for the higher value stuff. In the case that you have to open a dispute, they often ask you for a picture of your package so they can verify that it was mailed to the correct address. Are these skates? Oh yeah, I got some skates. I think these are VXR1 skates. These were like crazy cheap. I want to say they were like 70 cents a piece. And they're not even like the best skates, but they're just something. So I could even throw them on this KSM2 Mini if there's room on the bottom. Because they'd be a little bit bigger skates. Oh yes, here we go. Here's the JST. Oh, did they send me the wrong ones? I'm pretty sure I asked for double-ended ones. I think they sent me the wrong ones. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this package. Well, anywho, there's some connectors. Yeah, this is maybe about a couple dozen. I'm gonna have to put that over here. I got a lot of stuff to do today. That's not just mouse modding. Although mouse modding is pretty fun. Crazy there's still 11 people watching. You guys are crazy. I wouldn't watch this for 11 minutes, but I respect you all. Oh, yeah. Haha, self-deprecating humor. Haha, everybody loves it. I should move my phone off screen too in case I get a notification that's compromising. That's something wild about live streamers is it's such a window into somebody's life. Like, especially the people who do like 24-hour streams. One thing that always blows people's mind is like Okay, so actors and actresses, like big celebrities, right? Actors and actresses, when they're on screen, they're playing a character. Okay, so that's a character. Maybe the character has some quirks and features that give you a reference that is adjacent to the actor's actual personality, but for the most part, that is acting. It's in the frickin' title. But if you like go and, I don't know, if you like watch interviews of like celebrities or something and you see how they act in like interviews, and then if you were to like meet them in real life, you know, you'd be like, oh wow, they're just like they were here, and it's like, well, yeah, because it is the same person. I don't know. Like, if any of you guys were to meet me in real life, you'd, yes, this is exactly who I am. I work. I play with my doggy. I do stuff with mice. My wife can verify. Nothing too revolutionary. Man, this stream was supposed to be a bunch of mice, and I think, bro, I can't. I can't, dude. I can't even. Helping hands are great. If you guys get into soldering, get helping hands. That's what these things are called, these little alligator clip things that I'm using. Helping hands, help your hands. Cool, green engineering before 15. I don't know what that means. What are the best encoders? I like Alps EC01. Oh, right, I wanted to ask if all encoders and scrolls are universal. Yeah, they seem to be. Pretty much all of them use the same hexagonal axle, so yes. And they're all like the same 5-pin design. I do believe there are technically different like switch variants where like the logic of the encoder is actually different, but yeah, seriously, I haven't run into that. It's been no problem. I wanted to swap out some rubber wheels that catch a lot of dust. Yeah, if you're talking rubber, that you're gonna have to measure. The rubber wheels are all different sizes. So I guess I'm the only Indian who failed mechanics. No, it's not an easy career. It's not for everyone. I'm the Indian who didn't even try to pick commerce. Yeah. I mean, I was a CS guy, but as you know, first year we were forced into studying it. Yeah. Okay, that's the same thing here in the States. Most of the universities that I know about, the engineering is, you know, you declare, you know, mechanical or whatever going in, but your first year in particular, you're forced to take an electrical, a programming, and a mechanical class. That even went on through my second year. My second year, I had a senior design project that was it was a mechatronics class, and I made a little RC tank thing that shot airsoft BBs. Hello, wife. I am live, by the way. Oh, you're opening the window. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I never thought that would be an issue. But here we are. What did I eat for lunch yesterday? I ate a big old bowl of garlic. Raw, uncooked. Yeah. It's funny. Hi, doggy. Oh, do you want up? You want to hang out with me? Here. You want your bubble wrap too that you were demolishing? Hi, doggy. Hey, pup. You're such a good pup. Maybe we'll play today. It's supposed to be a nice day out. There's my girl. Yeah, there's my girl. Oh, what a good dog. It's funny. She gets scared of the vacuum, so she'll jump up on my... I have a picture of her jumping up on... Like, I was in the middle of playing a video game while, Battlefield, while my wife was vacuuming. My dog, like, jumped up in front of my computer monitor and was, like, trying to hide behind my computer monitor. She's a 60-pound German Shepherd. She's not some little dog. Oh, man. Pets are really special, aren't they? What were we talking about? We were talking about like careers and stuff. Yeah, it's very important to like go, if you're gonna go to college, you know, I feel like a lot of people go to college to try to figure out what they want to do, and there's like pros and cons to that. First of all, kudos to you for like wanting to figure out what you want to spend your life, the rest of your life doing instead of just like hating your career. But also, college is like the most expensive place to do that. If you want the classroom setting, do like a community college or something. Not a full degreed university. But I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking as a privileged person who actually has hobbies, and not everyone has hobbies, so maybe it's not as easy for others, but I don't know, find a hobby and like find a way that you could get a career that's adjacent to that. Maybe it's easier said than done. Maybe I gotta check my privilege here. Bottom line is, and the whole reason I do the career days is it's important to pick something you love. My job's alright. If I'm being totally honest, there are aspects of my job that I'm not thrilled about. It hangs on the hook, thanks, son. There are aspects of my job that I'm not thrilled about, but it's like comfortable right now, and with like a kid on the way, it's not really the time to change workplaces. I might want to double up on that, actually. I'm gonna double up on this here. So that's just barely hanging on. Yeah, I enjoyed the past 2 jobs that I've been at. The work I enjoyed more, but the place where I'm at now, it's a much better company, better compensation, more reasonable hours, better benefits, all the boring stuff. But the actual day-to-day work is not as interesting as the other 2 companies I was at. I kind of don't want to get into super details there, because I kind of have a path forward. I'm pretty much just going to stay at my job for the foreseeable future. Luckily at the job site that I was at, it did have me gain a little bit more appreciation for what my company does, but still not as, I don't think it'll ever be as interesting as, it's just very niche, painting cars. It's just very, it's a lot of airflow, it's a lot of water flow stuff. And I personally really liked capital equipment design that I did a while back. That was really fun. So capital equipment is just a fancy way of saying like equipment that does something in a manufacturing capacity, but like designing equipment, it's like, you know, you design the whole system. Whereas like what I'm doing now, it's much more like process, which is not as interesting. IMO. Okay, let's double check the pinout. We have black thermistor red on both. Beautiful. Let's plug her in. And turn her on. Am I supposed to see an LED anywhere? Okay, well it doesn't smell like it's burning, so that's good. I'll still turn it off though. And my soldering station, let's see if this is still hot. Can I still melt down these little nuggets here? Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. Actually might have to trim those. Yeah, let's trim them. Does it use the newer TP5100? Wait, what? Great, solders. Okay, I need to catch up on chat. Yeah, I'm gonna mount the battery to the top of the mouse here. I've been doing so much talking, my voice is getting a little hoarse. Horses? Horse? Horse. Let's trim this guy here. Boom, 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 boom. Put the old adhesive right on top of the right on top of the sensor. That's where the battery's gonna go. I hope nothing conflicts. Some of that stuff actually might. Okay, I'll have to be careful that I don't like puncture my battery because there's a bunch of little pins coming off of the top PCB switches. Somebody's at the door dropping off something. Let's see if they ring the doorbell and freak the dog out. There's the notification for the door, and the dog is not freaking out. Mission accomplished. Oh, there's an AliExpress on the porch. I wonder what it could be. Another live stream content? I'm gonna be wrapping up here soon, hun. What are your plans for the day? Okay. You want breakfast food together? I'm gonna eat lunch food. But I'll eat with you. You want to make some pancakes? Some waffles? Okay, I do get a green LED right there. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but I have a green LED. I am worried about... I'll make sure this goes together without, like, puncturing the battery. Kind of hard to tell. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll take it apart and see if there's any marks. Oh, there is a little bit of a mark. Okay. So I'm actually going to trim these just a hair. Yeah. So what I'm talking about are these little pins are cutting into my battery now that it's on top of the PCB. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of trim. These orange cutters here, I got these from AliExpress also. The term is usually flush cutters, although these ones are like angled differently than typical flush cutters, but there you go. They work really, really well for cutting plastic and other small things like that. Typically, flush cutters are mounted like this. And then I also have ones that are angled like this. And the angle actually does matter. I use all of these. I use my standard flush cutters like these the most. But I use all of them pretty equally. All pretty close together. So we got the... Yeah. And you know what? I think I will put a piece of foam. I'll put a piece of foam on top of the battery just so it doesn't, just so there is some protection to it. So for that, I'll just do a piece of this adhesive. Yeah, that's all. It'll add a little bit of weight, but that's okay. Not really a noticeable amount. Sure. I need to trim that a little bit more. Let's see. I can't spot my Ying scroll then. Great. Solder is harmful, very. Yeah, I do use lead-free solder. Lead can be bad stuff. If you do use leaded solder, just really take care of your, wash your hands and don't breathe it in, yada yada. I don't know. Then again, I'm supposed to be using lead-free solder, and honestly, I bought it from AliExpress, so does that mean it's truly lead-free? I hope so. Sure, I'm gonna go with that. Actually, I do want to fulcrum bend that one. These switches are a little heavy. These switches are a little heavy. I suppose I could just swap it to another one, but... maybe I should. Those TTC 30 millions, how did those feel? No, oh man, decision paralysis. I like these ones. No, we're gonna stick with these ones. I am just gonna fulcrum bend it a little bit. Yeah. Decision paralysis is real, dude. Slaughter is harmful. I think we value the part more later in life. What, health? Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely true. Okay, I'm gonna stick with that. I think that's okay. Does it use the newer TP5100? I meant generally use these TP4056 for battery charging, newer ones in that label. Label fast charge up to use the TP5100. I don't know what that means. I do want to do the Rapupu mouse at some point. But this mouse is taking me way too long. I don't even know how long this stream has been. It's been ridiculous. This stream is 2.5 hours? Wow. I mean, I did do a lot to this mouse. I did pretty much everything. Like, I even color swapped it. But... that's pretty nice. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Ship it. Put the screws back on. I wonder what was delivered from AliExpress though. I could go take a look. We need to get a final weight of this guy though with the skates on. Weight with the skates. This middle sensor ring doesn't seem like it does anything, dude. It's so thin. Okay. Nice and snappy. They just feel, I mean, those like Steel Dragon TTC dustproof switches from Dharma Shark, they just feel like a nicely bent TTC dustproof gold. They're not anything revolutionary. The weight is probably like the same as like 100 million. So weight without skates, 47. Let's put the skates back on. Oh, that's right, I need to open up new ones. Because the Chaos... yeah, the other Chaos mouse also... excuse me. The other Chaos mouse, the M3 Mini, which is like it's a pretty interesting shape. It's actually like a mini... it's like a Viper V3 with a rear hump and mini shape size. It's impressive. It doesn't have the same cheap feeling of this plastic, but it still doesn't feel very premium. But I think they're on AliExpress. I think like I got mine. It was like $38 before coupons and cashback and everything. I'm sure I got it for well below 30. Which for me, that's kind of like the baseline. Like if I'm even remotely interested in a mouse at 30, if it's below 30 bucks, that's an insta-cop because I can pretty much sell it here in the US on eBay and make most of my money back, if not all of it. Cool. Do a little bit of a peel for you guys. Boom. 48.69 grams. And let's get that. I'm gonna get my phone, take a picture of that bad boy. Oh, I should have taken a picture of it all modded. The internal's all modded. Oh well. I'm trying to see if the AliExpress thing... I don't know if I had any other mice inbound that were gonna be coming... oh, I might have actually. It might be... is it possible it's a WL mouse? Small possibility. You know, I should mark this dongle too with something. Soldering station's off. What color do we want to mark the dongle? You know what? I'm just gonna write on it. Can I write on this? Okay. Sure. Does it come through on camera at all? There you go. Alright, I'm not gonna use paint or anything, I'll just do that. And then dongle storage. There we go, there's dongle storage. Now as far as getting that back out, that's kind of a pain in the butt. Oh, I did just get it to fall right back out. Maybe I should have done away with the magnet. The magnet doesn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, I overthought it with the magnet. Well, on other mice it works well. Okay, well it's not impossible to get it out with my fingers, so there we go. Okay, let me check what that AliExpress package was. If it was anything interesting, I'll open it, but if not, then we'll be done. Let's go take a look. Because wife wants some breakfast food, isn't that right, Lauren? Yeah. I'm checking that AliExpress package. And the doggie's gonna help me too. Oh, it is a big box. So it's not just skates. It is actually a big box. Is this gonna be a WL mouse then? Wow. It's like the size of a small shoebox. I don't know. When I buy shoes, I have like size 11 or 12. So let's put the Chaos M2 Mini over here. Let's move the scale out of the way. Make sure it's off. It is in fact off. And let's open this guy up. Open this up here, and I probably want to save this package in case they goofed up on it. Sorry, I'm gonna have this off stream for a second while I just verify that it is something we care about. Oh, cool, okay. There it is. I was gonna say it's a big box, but it might be too big for a WL mouse. And you guys want to know what it is? This is actually a good amount of bubble wrap. I might save this. Save the bubble wrap. They tape it up real good, so AliExpress, they always ship to then like a US based plate, what do they call it, final mile. It'll be like Better Trucks or K-Now or whatever. The grand reveal. There it is. I chose K7 Ultra. So I got a really good deal on this, and I want to sell my other one. Wait, how does this box open? What in tarnation? There's like a pull thing here, but I feel like that's not actually holding the box closed. Huh? K7 A7X Ultra. No, I did not get the... Oh, okay, that is how it's... Okay, I do have to take these off then. Is this showing up on stream? Maybe I should clean up here so you guys can see a little bit better. Diggity dog hanging out with me. Dog, the frog, the dog. Put the screwdriver here. My helping hands go up here, and cool. A7 Ultra. See if they sent the right color. Do they have the color on here? K7 Ultra. They don't have the color on the sticker. Because I already own one, and I literally bought one just for a different colorway because I got this Rakuten 30%. And then I'm just going to sell the other one, so it's just a lateral move. Oh, okay. We have more packaging, which I'm not even going to bother with. More packaging because they put it in a box, in like a carrying case. And yay, they did some of the right color. Look at that, even the dock is red and the cable's red. That's actually really sharp. And there's the mouse. Yep, with Omron Mechanicals. Why do people like this? Oh, the scroll wheels feels better. Oh, that's a nice upgrade. Bro, why do people like Omron Mechanicals? Explain that to me. It's so... There's like not a lot of tactility and it just feels spongy. I don't know. Somebody explain to me. Even the like dock has a really nice painting to it. That's wild. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. The dock, they don't have... There's no like grooves or notches for it to sit into. But it just very consistently clicks in the same spot. I think it's because they have like 3 magnets. Yeah. And then you guys want to compare it to my black one. So my black one is the older version with Omron opticals. And they actually changed the scroll wheel rubber ever so slightly. It's more plush on the red one. So this is actually a revision. They actually showed... Man, that's nice. Yeah, these have a decent coating. Yeah. Well, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be swapping the internals of these two. Or at least Omron opticals into this. So I'll be selling the black one. The black one I currently have weight modded down to... I removed the internal magnets, and I removed the wireless charging coil, and I removed the 500 milliamp hour battery in exchange for one of the other 150 milliamp hours that you guys have seen. So the new weight, I think it's 59 grams. Yeah, 59, and it's actually kind of back heavy, like annoyingly so. It actually affected me in game. Here's the weight reduced one. 48 grams, so 11 gram reduction. Yeah, Omron opticals feel so much better. So I'll be doing that at some point. But for now, I think Lauren, I have to end the stream here. She's just on her phone. Now she's looking at me menacingly. You're doing Vine reviews? Well, don't you want to eat? You want to eat? Or should I keep live streaming? Oh, she got very angry with that. Her brows furrowed. She pounded her fist. She gave me the finger. She nodded her head. She's laughing and looking at her phone. She doesn't like me narrating her. Okay, we'll be back at other point in the future. Wait, before I go, K7, I like the K7 wireless charging. I wish I can mod that into any mouse. Well, you're lucky, cow duck. Zamzu said apparently they're coming out with a wireless charging. I don't even know how it's gonna work. Wait, is the lighting better if I sit here? If I go back here? It is. Yeah, Lamzu says, yeah, they're gonna sell it separately. It'll be 4 grams. We talked about it on Mousecast last night. I got the new Iron Man K7 Ultra for 65 or something. I forgot, 70 USD. Yeah. Yep, same thing. Iron Man edition. Yep. I don't know why they chose Omron opticals. Or mechanicals. They feel so uninspiring. The coating difference. There is a coating difference. The metallic. I noticed metallic mice tend to be... Okay, dog. Metallic mice tend to be like more kind of glossy in feel. Black mice, the coatings tend to be a little bit more like rubber-like, and then white ones tend to be the best. At least like Pulsar and Doggy and Razor are both that way. Where white is the best. I was tempted to get the white M-Chose K7 and opted for the color instead. Like if I want a super grippy white one, I'll just use my Viper V3. Right, Nova? Right, Nova? How's that smell out there, huh? Oh, what a good puppy you are. Okay, Lauren, let's go eat. I answered all the questions in chat. Nova wants to say bye. Okay, Nova wants to say bye. Hang on, let's get the Nova cam going. There's Nova cam. What's she looking at? What are we watching? Oh, we're watching the neighbors leave? Oh. Is that interesting? You gonna bark at them? Or no, because you only see the car. You don't see people. When you see people, you bark. Okay, bye-bye, George. Hi, Nova. Look at you. Yeah. What a good doggy. We'll get some playtime today. It's really nice out. It's absolutely beautiful outside today. So we will get some playtime, my dog. My beautiful dog who does not fit on this thing that I picked up in my Miata. This bench thing. Alright, the MCHO stuff will go up here. The more MCHO stuff will go up here. There's mice. There's dog. Y'all have a great rest of your... Y'all have a great rest of your day. See you guys.